friend Steve. Welcome back. How are you? I am fantastic. So I just came back from the doctor, and she said everything is good. Old Sugar Horse is alive and well. I'm still kicking. No need to make me glue yet. But yeah, I'm doing great. I'm effing positive. Day has been going so far so good. Day one, didn't do a whole lot. Positive. I went for a little bit of a walk. I'm probably gonna go for a little walk after this. And then a friend of mine, the Sherpa. I can't call him. What's that? Is it a Sherpa or Sherman? What is the one that the meditating guy, the guy who gets you up the mountain? Sherpa, Sherman, Sherpan? He be Sherpan? I don't know what he's called, but the guy who gets you up the mountain, the spiritual mountain, that is. So his nickname's going to be the Sherpa. Sherpa? I can't say the name. No, I just don't. I want to restart the whole podcast. Anyway, that's going to be his name. The thing I can't say. There's a lot of things I can't say, and a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff as a white man, I can't say. But the C word, the F word, not fuck. I can say fuck, except for on YouTube. Sorry, YouTube. Love you every day. But anyway, so he comes up to me, and we're talking, and we're always talking about weird stuff, like, is this a simulation? What's going on? All this stuff. And then I go, he's always like trying to get me to go to strip clubs and gamble. I mean, he's a cool dude. So he goes, let's put money in. And I put money in. And we put $21 in each. And I think we won like 50, 60 bucks. No, we won 50 bucks. So we made 30 bucks. So my positive thing was I gave $50 to the bartender, even though I was drinking water. She could use it more than I could. I probably would just gamble it away. So I gave something away, though I feel like I gave something away that really wasn't mine, so I don't know if that was positive. But the world gave me something back. We won more money. I don't know. So I'm going to count that as a win, but I feel like it's going to be something more positive today. I want to do something real nice. I'm going to figure something out. I don't know. But I'm going to do something positive every day. Every day, something positive. Yeah. I'd like to just everyone to do something positive. Just live this world. Let's leave this world a better place than how we found it. Like the people before us threw a huge house party. We showed up. We were the last ones to show up. But let's clean that bitch up before their parents show up. You know what I mean? I don't know who the parents are in that scenario, but, you know. So we're going to be positive. We're going to do something nice. I'm going to volunteer I'm going to find like a homeless shelter or something like that. I want to volunteer, or a pet place. I don't know, a pet place. I'll probably have to keep those pets. Like I'll end up adopting a couple pets. I don't have to worry about that at a homeless place. You can't adopt a homeless person, which would be cool though. I would love a homeless person. Like Crazy Craig, come on, be on the podcast, Craig. Homeless people invented Twitter, people. Just make sure you recognize that. They invented Twitter. Because homeless people, all they used to do is just yell out random shit. And I used to always like and subscribe to them. But anyway, so I hope everyone's doing positive. What's up? Nothing much is new with me. I don't know. I feel like I ran into that scenario again where like a woman wants me to bang her in front of her husband, which is like this scenario that keeps on happening. And I'm not like a good looking dude. I mean, if you're listening to this and you don't know what I look like Shrek if he wasn't green, and not as thick, which is weird to say, but if you've ever been on the internet, they like did like Shrek butt, like Shrek. I saw like a naked picture of Shrek, and it kind of looked like that black dude with the huge penis, except he was painted green, so he wasn't black. But that's what they kind of built him like. I'm like that, except not as, stacked. I'm like just more jelly. Not like, if the three pigs are making the house, I wouldn't be the brick. I would be the mud hay structure. Like, it's big, it's nice-ish, but, probably falling apart. So, anyway, Yeah, so I ran into that scenario again, and I'm like, my best friend was in town, and he's like, dude, I used to think you were making that shit up, but that really happens. It happens all the time. And then I think it happened last night, too. Because this woman came up to me, and she's like, oh, hello. And I was like, oh, okay, don't know who you are. And then she goes, oh, yeah, me and my husband have been coming here for years. We've been watching you, which is a weird thing to say to someone. Like, you don't know them. Hey, you know what? Even if you know them, don't say we've been watching you. Like, okay. Okay. So I think they've been grooming me to have a threesome with them, or, he wants me to bang his wife in front of him. But I was like, okay, whatever, we're just going to talk. And I just ended up just like sneaking away from the conversation because I was like, I cannot fuck with this. Too weird. Too weird. You want to bang your... There's got to be websites for that. It's a weird thing to go up to people and invite them into your bedroom. It's a weird thing. It's a weird thing for single people to do, too. Because honestly, serial killers are a real thing. People get murdered every day, yet we invite people to our house, usually when we're fucked up, and we're like, well, we're going to have sex with them. And then the worst thing that can happen is you get the girl knocked up. That's the worst thing. Well, I guess murder would be the worst thing. But I would say the second thing is you get knocked up. And then the stranger that you wanted, your horniness fucked you for 18 years. Like, you got laid one night, but your horniness, now you're 18 years in the hole. I mean, I'm sure you're going to love the kid. I mean, you'll love the kid. You're going to like the kid. Maybe think the kid's okay. But I mean, it's just, we let these demons and stuff, not that we're going to turn into I think I'm like almost there to cult. I'm thinking I'm more and more, my thoughts have led me to a cult mentality. And, if you hear me and you don't see me anymore, and you hear me talking about Texas or Colorado, I've already built a house. We're moving. Just give me some wives. Because that's the best part. Like, Mormonism is like the most bullshit religion. But it's the best. I mean, you get all these wives. I mean, you're boring a little bit, but Mormons be fucking. You can't tell me they have like 18 kids and they've had sex at least 18 times. And then you got to times that by 3 because you don't get knocked up on the first try. And I don't know, maybe they do because they're Mormons. But I mean, even if you're having sex through a sheet, that shit's still going to feel good. Like, your dick's still going to be in a pussy. It's fucking amazing. Unless you're not into that. But then again, I don't know. Not to put judgment, but I look at a pussy and I'm like, okay, I can see my dick in that. Even a girl's ass, I'm like, that's where poop lives. I don't know. You know what? You want to end up with cum on your dick, not shit. Or like a shit cum combination. You don't want that either. Shit, who would have known? 8 minutes into the podcast, I'd say shit cum. You live, you learn. When I was 5 years old, I said, you know what? One day I'm going to be on the internet saying shit cum. I just can't stop saying shit cum. Shit cum. So anyway, yeah, it's just a weird scenario that we just invite, because I mean, especially women, like, how do you go have sex? Like, women get horny just as like we do. You're just like putting your life on the line to get laid. Like, dudes are weird. A lot of weird dudes. I mean, there's just too many. I feel like for what you're getting, the reward, you're risking way too much. You're putting way too much into the pot just for the little outcome, because the sex isn't going to be great. I mean, maybe like 1 out of 5 will be great, but usually if you're just doing a random hookup, that sex is going to be trash. I mean, the dude's probably not going to be able to get hard, or it's just going to be straight up trash, and then you just risk your life for shitty sex where you could get either murdered or pregnant. Maybe not in that order, or in that order, I don't know. But yeah, I'm a broken human being. All right, let's change subjects. I find myself to be in weird relationships. And, like, not even to say it's a relationship, weird scenarios. That's why I believe I'm in a sitcom. I believe this is all, or the simulation is, putting me in these scenarios, because people that are watching the simulation are laughing their ass off. So, I'm a creepy dude. I don't know if I'm creepy. I feel like I'm very pervy. I enjoy seeing, titties and ass, just like any normal human being. So I was on the internet and I started following this girl on Instagram, and so I commented on a couple of her stories. I'm like, oh, you're cute, blah blah blah. So we're talking. She's a huge wrestling fan. I'm like, oh, I also like wrestling. I also like watching oiled men go on top of each other or under each other. Tops, bottoms, world champions. But so anyway, we're talking about that. And one day she promotes her friend, and then I'm like, oh, well, her friend is also very sexy with big ass titties, which is, my weakness. If you know me, it's titties. So I start following her, and I am talking to her, and we start talking, and then all of a sudden I post a selfie, and she comments, or she sends me, oh, how cute are you? And I'm like, oh, you just want my money. I understand this. I understand this game. Being an ugly fellow, I understand. So I'm like, oh, thank you, blah, blah, blah. And then, like, one day, she goes, oh, I just thought about your dick. I was like, oh, well, that's weird. Why are you thinking about my dick? I'm like, she's, like, trying to sell this hard. And so she goes, I live in Canada. I'm like, oh, I love Canadian girls. They're always so weird and cute. She's like, oh, yeah, I'm married. I was like, oh, well, there, of course, that's always the case. The women that find me sexy are married or gay. Gay women love me too. Either way, I'm not having sex with either or. So she goes, oh, you're very cute, blah, blah, blah. And then she's like, let me see your dick. And I was like, oh, good Lord, ma'am. It's 9 a.m. in the morning. Is it different in Canada? Are women in Canada guys sending dick pics at like 9 a.m.? So anyway, I obliged because I'm a gentleman. And so I sent it. She's very impressed. Now I'm not trying to brag that I have a big dick. I don't think I have a big dick. I have an average dick that knows, like, filters, or like, I'm an average woman, but, because she uses filters, you're like, oh shit, is that like an 8 or 9? But it's like she's really a 6, maybe a 6.5. I've never measured my dick. That's like a true story. But yeah, my dick's like a good girl with a like stroke. Like my dick is a 6.5. But she's got a hell of a personality, and she really knows how to use those Instagram filters. You'd be like, damn, she's like an 8 or a 9. But then you get her home, and you're like, oh, that's more like a 6 or a 5. But, 6 and a 5 can get it done. Hell yeah. I don't know who I just said hell yeah to. I'm by myself. So, yeah. So, she's like, we're talking. And then all of a sudden, like, titties in my face every day. I was like, hell yeah. Sending me like really awesome messages, like really into it. And I don't understand what puts me in these scenarios and why I love these scenarios so much. I think it's just because I want to be wanted. I think we all just want to be wanted. And there's nothing like sadder than a hot girl that isn't wanted. Like, I mean, like us ugly people, it's sad that we never find love. But like all the hot girls that never find love, you're like, oh man, like you had like the opportunity to find love. Like God put you on like the 80-yard line on the 5-yard line, and he asked you to score a touchdown. I mean, you were given all the opportunities. Us ugly people, shit, we really have to work to find love. People just don't love us for who we are. I mean, we got to be like, rich, funny, something. Hot people, all you have to do is be hot and like, oh yeah, I'm gonna marry you. And then you're like divorced by 40, and then you're back in the bars like, a cougar, and you're like, oh shit, I made horrible life decisions based on my looks. I'm just saying. I mean, not to judge. I mean, you do you. We're all on this ride. Let's just try to find a way to enjoy it while it lasts. Or it's a simulation. if it's a simulation, that'd be. I don't know what I find more disturbing. I think out of all the all my death. I always say death. Death scenarios. I think the worst one, like a simulation, shitty, right? Or if we're just being, it's Matrix style, like we're being harvested for our organs and shit. Yeah, that sucks. 100% sucks. But would really, and then, I think the dream scenario, there's a God, there's a heaven, and we're all going there, except for some people that we're mostly all going to hell. I mean, you literally stole a pencil when you were 3 years old that you just steal, you're going to hell. Like you've probably been going to hell since you've been like 4 years old. We've all done little things that, were shitty and going to hell. You didn't text that girl after you told her you would. You lied. Going to hell. Just like the littlest shit is going to make you go to hell. But then again, I think I would take hell over the probably the number one scenario is nothingness, right? This is it. This is all we have. It's this, and this is it. Pain, suffering, love, happiness for a short time. We're like stars. We burned out. We're done. This is it. That's probably my worst case scenario, I believe. I mean, because well, first off, you need to enjoy this ride as it goes, because this ride isn't long. It's not long. You really, when you think about it, 60 years, 70 years is not a really long time when you think about the universe. Like, we're floating in space on a rock right now. 70 years is nothing to the universe. It's like taking a piss. Not even. It's like, the little trinkle. Our lives is like the universe's like premature ejaculation. Like, we've been inside the pussy for like 2 seconds and we just came all over. And we're done. Then we roll over and put us to bed because it's over, folks. Da-da-da-da. Oh, I don't want to get sued. But anyway, enjoy the ride. Did that get depressing at the end? I feel like it sounded depressing, but no. I'm enjoying my life. I'm enjoying my life maybe for the first time ever. I'm enjoying it as I go. And I'm like blowing up. I hope you're not getting any of the notification sounds. But yeah, I'm enjoying the ride. I'm really having a good time. And I'm really thinking about it's over. It's like the overness is something I need to just not care about anymore. My anxiety has been good lately. I'm not really as anxious as I used to be. I'm smoking a lot of weed. So just so you know, I've become more of a pothead, which is fine to me. Because you know what? I've stopped drinking. I drank last weekend, but I haven't drank in like 2 days, and I don't have any urge to go drinking. I used to just need to get out of my house, because sometimes you just need to get out of your head, and I feel like alcohol. So that's a bad message. Sorry, just got a message. So anyway, I feel like ever since I've become positive, I feel like my anxiety to death has been limited. Like, I used to think about death all the time. Like, I don't know if that's healthy, but I mean, I'm literally always. I'm not like me dying or killing myself. Like, death as in just like, if I go to sleep right now and I die, am I missed? Is this it? I mean, like, I used to have those kind of like, and I wasn't even like high. I was just like, that would just be my life all the time. I would think, oh, well, remember that scenario when I was drunk and, blah, blah, blah. Did I die then? I don't know. Who knows? That's what my whole thing is. No one knows. No one knows, and honestly, no one should care. Everyone should just live in the moment. Live like a dog chasing a car. You know what? Live like that. See a sunset. Kiss a girl. Talk all night. Talk about aliens. Someone come on here. Let's talk about aliens. I want to talk to everyone about their alien theory, because that's when that's how we're gonna get them to come. I want aliens to come. Aliens, if you're picking this up in like 2,000 years, and I'm long dead, man, they just came Imagine if like they got a message and it took them so long that they came to like meet that person and that person had been dead for years. That would suck. They got like an old voicemail. Damn. That's horrible. Alright, we're going to call it a day. Everyone be positive. I love you all. You guys stay awesome. Be positive. Don't worry. Life is okay. Everything's going to be A-okay. And I love you. Everyone loves you. The worst case scenario is you die and no one remembers you. No one shows up at your funeral. And that's not going to happen. You know what? Because I'm going to show up at your funeral and I love you. And I'm going to always love you because you're a great person. So the worst case scenario is no one's at your funeral. No one's crying. No one's feeling sorry that you're gone. And that scenario can't happen because you know why? I'm your friend Steve. Hey! And it's going to be bye. So let's have a drink to you today. And I love you. God loves you. Who loves you? It's me, your friend Steve. Like and subscribe. Tell a friend. Be positive. Love you. And as always, fuck Hitler.